Hey Fish Fam, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master. I'm here with my brother, and we are back to Simic, the deck that makes all the published results. It's overwhelmingly in favor. Simic Merfolk is the Merfolk deck to play in Modern. You want to see how this deck adapts to Modern as it changes. The metagame is settling down. The real decks to beat are rising to the top. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Before we get into our deck tech, we're going to thank our sponsors, starting with themanabase.com. And you know what? The spoilers for Throne of Eldraine, they're coming out in full force. If you want to get an analysis of those spoilers, check out Ian Makita's article on them on themanabase.com. Your home base for everything Magic the Gathering. And the MTG Mastermind. The MTG Mastermind, the coaching program to help you take your game to the next level, whether it be Modern, Legacy, Standard, or Limited. You're going to learn the insights and the ways of the competitive players at the MTG Mastermind. And I got new patrons supporting me on Patreon. Thank you all so much for your support supporting Modern Merfolk, and also just modern content in general. So we are going to thank very much to Julian Doldar, who raised his pledge on Patreon. We're going to thank Frederick Destraz. And we're going to thank Ivan Bignati. Thank you all so much for your contribution on Patreon. So it's another week. It's another
opportunity to make the Pro Tour.
Well, not exactly, not in the leagues, that's for sure. But hey, I've made the Pro Tour off of Merfolk. Many others have as well. Let's not forget about Jonathan Patton.
I forgot him already.
John Patton made the Pro Tour with Merfolk. Przemek Notsinski made the Pro Tour with Merfolk. Simon Slutsky made the Pro Tour with Merfolk. Maybe you can make the Pro Tour with Merfolk. So this is Drakenar's list. Now, Drakenar, a great grinder. He finds a lot of good lists to play in the current modern metagame. He's got tons of results, and recently he made this published list on his birthday. So I thought, you know what, let's go play with this thing for this week. There's a lot of interesting choices that he's running between Shaper's Sanctuary and Return to Nature. And I thought I would like to see how it's going to work. I do like here's the thing. Whir Prison is going to be one of the best decks to beat. It's going to be one of the decks to beat. I'm going to have a video on this. It is rising up in full force. It is like, you know what? Like Lantern Control was the type of deck. It was the best deck at the time. But it was very hard for people to pick it up. It was very intimidating. None of the cards were playable in any other deck. So you'd have to basically, the only thing that's played in other decks were like Mox Opal, maybe the Ensnaring Bridges. So it was pretty expensive too.
That was a deck with like Codex Shred or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's right. That weird crap. But then, so at the time, Lantern Control was the best, but it was intimidating to get into. And then the next best deck was Karklan Ironworks. Again, that was a pretty intimidating deck to pick up. It's not something that people want to play with. But now with Urza Prison, because it's like a 3-card combo, it's easier for people to pick up this deck.
Tragedy of the Commons.
Yeah, Tragedy of the Commons. It's a little bit more natural, so I think it's going to be the deck to beat going on in the future. It's skyrocketing in meta share, and so how do you beat that sort of deck? Well, you still have the aggressive shell of Simic, low to the ground curve, and power. But what I really like are cards like Return to Nature. So Return to Nature is good in a lot of ways against the Whir Prison deck, because you can destroy the Ensnaring Bridge if it's in play, but more importantly, if Goblin Engineer entered the battlefield and put it in the graveyard, put the Ensnaring Bridge in the graveyard, usually you didn't have a lot of opportunity to interact with this. I mean, Force of Negation can't counter the Goblin Engineer. But what you can do is you can Return to Nature, exile target card from a graveyard. So it's not so narrow like Relic of Progenitus is. This can destroy the Ensnaring Bridge in play. Also, it can exile the Ensnaring Bridge in the graveyard. So Return to Nature has those two angles. Not to mention we're still playing with Collector Roof.
What's the difference between Nature's Claim and Return to Nature? What's the advantage here?
You can exile a card from a graveyard.
That's the only difference?
That's the only difference.
Okay.
Nature's Claim, not bad. 1 green, destroy target artifact or enchantment, and your opponent gains 4 life. but here,
Oh, right, yeah.
exile target card from a graveyard. So that is the bonus to playing with
this
Return
is
to Nature.
superior card. This is...
Well, it costs 2 mana, but you know what? If we have to get rid of an Ensnaring Bridge, it will be well worth it. So what's going on with Drakenar's list here? No Cavernous Souls. So he says, you know what? Counter spells aren't big enough. Or, you know what? If we play against Blue Eye Control with a bunch of counter spells, screw it. You know, we're just going to have to do without it. You know, Ether Vial's fine. I might just want to have 1 Cavernous Souls over a snow-covered island. He's playing with 5 snow-covered islands. I never felt like I ever needed more than 4. 3 Mutavaults, so he's not super confident to go all full 4. But yeah, so he's running 3 Mutavault. I was playing 2 for the longest time, especially when we were running so many blue drops, but he is running Silvergill Adept, which I agree is fine. If you want to play with Silvergill Adept, give yourself a bit of an edge against any matchup where you need to grind them out, then Silvergill Adept is the way to go. And with more Silvergill Adepts, there's more reason to be playing with colorless sources, because you can cast Silvergill Adept off of the Mutavault. And this list isn't particularly all in on like curving out from turn 1. There's no other 1-drops other than Kumena Speaker, which I can respect. I mean, this is where my Simic list sort of started without Benthic Biomancer, because I thought Benthic Biomancer was too weak. But if I am going to have a 1-drop, then it might as well be Kumena Speaker. So we still have the power of the Simic going on here. Sideboard, Shaper Sanctuary. Like, decks with removal can't really beat this very well. And I sort of learned that you don't need to have Shaper Sanctuary on turn 1. Having it out on turn 3, 4, 5 is not bad either, to protect your future plays. Ideally, you would like it out on turn 1, but it's not necessary. How many green sources do we've got here? We have 4, 6, 7, 8, 12. That's not enough sources to guarantee that Shaper Sanctuary can be played on turn 1 like all the time. Most of the time it will, but not all the time. You're going to end up playing Shaper but it is enough mana sources to be guaranteed that you'll have Shaper Sanctuary by turn 3 basically all the time. And then on turn 1 and 2, there will be some hiccups along the way. 1 of Echoing Truth, which is, in some ways, you know, a lot of ways, well, actually, Echoing Truth is just another copy of Return to Nature, but this is just more flexible. In a lot of ways, it's still bouncing and snaring bridges, problematic permanents like Worship, although I don't really see Worship. I think I would personally like to have the 4th Oof somewhere, maybe just chopping off 1 Echoing Truth, maybe 1 Deprive, maybe one of these relics. There's 2 relics here, by the way, just because this is one of the features of the deck, and Oof is still very good against the Whir Prison deck. You play the Oof and they don't really do anything.
That's what you say when you hoof your opponent in the balls. Oof!
Oof!
That's what it does.
That's an oof.
That's a big oof.
So we got 2 Dismembers here, probably for... Well, I mean, you can bring them in against the Stoneforge decks. They play Stoneforge Mystic, you dismember it, and then all of a sudden, now what are they going to do? So those Stoneforge Mystic control decks shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, you can race Batterskull. The key to the Stoneforge decks is just having unblockable creatures. That's all you need. Just have creatures out there, maybe protect them. I would personally not want to go into the long game. I don't want to grind against a Stoneforge Mystic deck, so I will prefer to play more of a tempo game, try to get my creatures out, protect them as much as possible, even maybe at the cost of 2 for winning myself with Force of Negation, but make sure I get creatures out and attack. Because if you go for the long game, you might lose that game. They might grind you out with Stoneforge Mystic. What else do we have here? We have some relics. All around good cards still. Dredge is not super popular, but it's there. It's there. And if you want to win a big tournament, you need some graveyard hate. So we got some of that in the form of Relic of Progenitus and Return to Nature. Alright, so that's it for our deck. Let's get into round 1. So I won the die roll, but we have no land. That sucks. We got land. We'll keep it.
Against the king, Alves.
It's a bit of a stretch. Get rid of 1 breeding pool.
I thought you died on the toilet.
Is that how it was?
Yeah, Elvis died on the toilet.
I didn't know that. Is that real?
I suffered a heart attack. He was training too hard, apparently.
Doesn't mean he has to die on the toilet. I'll just pass. If our opponent, I don't know what our opponent's on. It could be the Word deck, but if they've got like Lightning Bolt or something, I don't want to leave my Lord of Atlantis open. What is going on here? Oh, well, hello there. Do we just counter this?
Yeah, and it's over for him.
I guess I'm going to try to counter a Scape Shift or Summoner's Pact or something. Because I want all my creatures. If I can draw a Spreading Seas, I'd rather pitch that to the Force of Negation. That's not too bad. Okay, so here's the deal. If my opponent tries to play Sweltering Suns, I'll also counter that. So, playing Lord of Atlantis right now gets me the maximum damage while leaving me the least vulnerable. Like, if I'm going to pitch something, if I'm going to counter a Sweltering Suns, I might as well do it now with this Force of Negation, is what I'm saying. Ah. Okay, goodbye. I'm not gonna 2-for-1 myself over that. They had the bolt. Oh man, this is good. Okay, that's actually a problem. It's a serious problem.
That Vine Shaper thing would be good now.
Do I want to? Yeah, I think I'll play. No, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna crack the Waterlog Grove right now.
Lord.
And I'm going to play the Botanical Sanctum for my land drop for the turn. Like I said, no, I don't want to play Waterlog Grove because I'm going to play this Merfolk Trickster. I have no intention of... Did they come into play untapped or tapped? They come into play tapped. Alright, so I have time. Valakut!
Deck is full of surprises. There it is.
Remove 3 quest counters, sacrifice it, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put on the battlefield tapped. Like, the deal is, I think they're getting, like, Secure Tribe Scout or something. Sorry, Secure Tribe Elder.
It's the snake thing.
Yeah, Elder. Okay, so they're just ramping. But they have to pay for this next turn, is the deal. So hopefully they don't have Primeval Titan.
Lord, please.
Okay, so they have to pay 4. They'll have 3 more lands. Play a land. They can Scape Shift, so I can't technically... Oh man, how many Scape Shifts do they have? That's very aggressive that they play Summoner's Pact to get this. Well, whatever, because it feels... Or maybe that's their only way of ramping this very turn. I mean, I have other problems. The Valakut can just shoot down my creatures, and we then now need to look for a... what's it called? Spreading Seas to deal with the Valakut. So we're in pretty bad shape here.
No, it'll be alright.
No, it will not be alright. It's gonna be alright. In some way, we're getting unlucky. Like, how many lands did we draw? We drew a lot of lands. By the way, fetching, like, cracking, or... Like, the thing is, I can't draw a card off of Waterlog Grove or else Force of Negation's offline. And one reason I didn't, like, draw to try to hit one of the green sources is that they could just crack this Kahalni Hard Expedition at any moment. Anytime they want. But I could really use a Spreading Seas right now.
That'd be sweet. Come on. Good stuff. Not bad.
Well, I can't use it right now. I would say we're not favored to win this game at all. Some miracle has to happen. I'm assuming my opponent's hand is just gas. The problem, so at some point, every mountain is just going to be worth a lightning bolt, and we need to first draw Spreading Seas to hit the Valakut, while simultaneously trying to avoid, like, this is going to be worth. Well, this isn't going to be worth that much damage right now. One good thing though is the moment that they crack the Colony or Heart Expedition, it's going to be worth 2. It's going to be worth 6 damage. But if we only keep one creature in play at any one time, then we won't be affected. This is why spreading seas in the Valakut is a very valid strategy. Oh! There she is. Okay, so let's spreading seas with... we'll spreading seas with this mana. Just in case, I don't know, draw a Mutavault or something, I can attack with it this turn. So if our opponent wants to get some damage in this turn, right now, they gotta crack it. A forest? Suspicious. I guess they only need one mountain. They're getting ready for Scape Shift. The Scape Shift. Okay, so now things have turned. Oh, and we got the Merfolk Trickster. That's good. So we will... I'll just pass the turn. Play Merfolk Trickster at end of turn. Attack for 4 a few times.
I think he's going for it.
I also think he's going for it. Or she. This
10
is all Bass.
Don't fail to spring me, bro.
Yeah, don't Veil of Spring me. Or don't play a second one. Would not be surprised if there's a second one in hand.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's Primeval Titan.
Just as bad.
But
it doesn't have haste. So.
Does not have haste.
Tap a task down.
Oh, what's this? Field of the Dead? Oh, and a Valakut. I don't really care about Field of the Dead. Care about Valakut, though. So again, we're in this... Again, we are in this situation. How does this work? How does this thing work? Whenever Field of the Dead or another land enters the battlefield under control, if you control 7 or more lands with different names, create a 2/2 black zombie token. I don't care. Whoa! No, cancel. Okay, hit the Valakut, because this is the only way that we can amass a board presence. That's great, too. Okay, so we do need an Island Walk Lord. Okay, so things are weirdly under control.
He's probably so mad.
Maybe. Okay, so beginning of combat, we're saving the Merfolk Trickster for this Primeval Titan, so this Primeval Titan can't keep getting stuff. So this is another turn where Primeval Titan...
Merfolk control!
Basically. Attack for 4, go for it.
Those little bastards could be a problem. Stop it. Ooh.
That is a problem. Okay, so are there any more Valakuts left in the deck? I would assume there's at least one, but if they have Field of the Dead, maybe they've got other cards in their deck. Yeah, they do have one more. I'm assuming this was all in their hand the entire time when they played the Summoner's Pact for that Secure Tribe Scout. Turns out if we hit this Colony Heart Expedition, maybe they wouldn't have anything to do. Force Negation, usually great. But we have nothing to hit any. We can't counter any of these damn things. I think we're going to lose this one. Oh, there's just nothing we can do. I'm just going to pass. Let them kill us. I mean, in theory, if we had Merfolk Trickster, we can tap down a Primeval Titan and then tap, like with the Rajiri trigger.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right-click resign.
It's there. Well, our top decks were good, too. That's okay. We can lose game 1. Can't lose game 2. What? We got killed by the lightning bolts.
Richard Garfield doesn't think this is a problem. Would you re-elect Richard Garfield?
Richard Garfield didn't mind a lot of weird things at the beginning of Magic. You could have 20 of one card in the same deck.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
When did they switch that rule?
Very quickly. Very, very quickly. There were some decks that are just unbeatable. Just go like Black Lotus, Black Lotus, Black Lotus, Black Lotus, Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall. Draw 3 cards. Draw 3 cards. Draw 3 cards. Channel Fireball. Kill you. It was like you there at that time. There was tons of turn 0 kills.
This guy's
that was
a doctor.
Yeah, that's right. This guy's a doctor. That's bad game design. Oh, anyway, we're dead. If the Valakuts don't kill us, the Titans do. We'll be at 1 life.
Thank you very much.
What do we want here? We want Deprive, because it can counter Primeval Titan, among other things. Do we want Shaper's Sanctuary? The thing is, like, ideally, the Valakuts are not online at all, and I think this is only going to help us against Lightning Bolt, which they only have 4 of. Destroy. Ooh, this actually won't be too bad. Destroy target enchantment. How many other cards? Maybe Prismatic Omen. Maybe...
Just bring them all in.
Okay, let's see what I want to take out. I definitely want to take out the Spreading Seas. Just 2 of them. Oh, let's get card view. List view sucks.
Superior view.
The superior view, yes. Maybe that's all I want to change. Harbinger's not great. Really doesn't do very much or anything at all. Is Echoing Truth okay? I'll bring in 1 of these. I might regret it. We have 27 creatures? That's okay.
Should bring in the thing.
What thing?
Sanctuary.
This one?
Yeah. Spells or abilities, right? Is Valakut's thing an ability?
It is, actually. It is an ability. But, like, that's the problem. I don't like bringing in cards for situations where we're, like, close to losing. Like, if their Valakut is online, like, one of the better... If I'm bringing in Shaper Sanctuary, I might as well just bring in Spreading Seas. I don't mind Silvergill Adept. It can get a little grindy. I mean, ideally it's a race, but it can get grindy. I mean, Silvergill Adept is better than Harbinger. I guess maybe I'll keep 1 Spreading Seas. Do I have other options? Relic? Okay, we'll try 1 Return to Nature. Try to get him with that Colony Heart Expedition. That card is good. Card is very good against us. Destroy target artifact or enchantment.
Good stuff.
Super narrow, but who cares?
I get it. You got 2 extra card draw chances. Yeah. With the mana available.
The mana is clunky, and we still want to draw. So there's 2 things. So one thing when you're trying to keep a hand is there's always something you want, and in this case, there's 2 things that I want. I want blue mana, and I also want counter spells because I can't race Valakut. Something important. You can't. I don't even have a hand that can race Valakut in this situation. This is a hand that's just gonna try to like grind them out a little bit because I don't have anything to do on turn 1. Not that I'm expecting to in this with this particular deck configuration. But I don't have counter spells either. So if I'm hoping for lands, then that means I'm not drawing counter spells, and if I'm drawing counter spells, I'm not drawing lands. And if you ask for too much of a hand, then like overall it's just not gonna work. Turn 2 Silvergill Adept, turn 3 Rajiri. It's slow and I've got no protection. I think I can do a little bit better. I'm gonna mulligan once.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we can keep this. Yeah, we have a counterspell. And we have a Mutavault to get around to Sweltering Suns. So I guess I'll pitch... I might pitch Waterlog Grove. Because I don't want to take too much damage. Maybe it doesn't matter. Can I go to 18? I got a Force Negation for the Scape Shift, so Scape Shift isn't even a problem. I'll dump the Waterlog Grove. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this. Everyone loves Waterlog Grove until you've taken one too many points of damage with it. And then it kills you!
Is this card new? Is Field of the Dead?
Yeah, it is actually. Actually, so maybe Spreading Seas is more worthwhile in the main now, just because my opponent can at some point... Pay 2 life? No. Assemble like an army of tokens. Sorry, like zombies. Oh, it even lets us know how many different land types are in play.
Well, it bloody should.
Blue creature. No.
You can crack it for a blue creature.
I could. So the danger is if I play Lord of Atlantis here, I have no protection against Sweltering Suns. Or Anger the Gods.
So then you don't do it, you hold off.
I guess I don't do it. I will hold off for a turn. And then at least I play the Mutavault here. At least next turn I can play Mutavault, Lord of Atlantis, and at least attack for a lot. If I'm going to get 2 for 1, I can at least get in a lot of damage.
Oof. Ugh.
Looks like they're going to block all the stuff. That's not a blue creature card in our hand.
Crack the Grove. Hope for Spreading Seas.
I think I know what I can do. I can play the Mutavault. And I can play Kumena Speaker. So we attack with both these. If they want to exchange 2 Sakura Tribe Elders with my Master of the Pearl Trident, that's fine. That will be fine with me. Still too many land types here. 6, 7 or more. So what is the deal here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, the snow covered acts as something. So we'll play the Kumena Speaker. So that adds to the board, puts more power here, but I still have Force Negation up. Like, we've got 11 power on the board right now.
You did the math.
I have. Ah, they got Primeval Titan. Well, they can't get Valakut online this turn, even if they get a mountain. Or they might get Valakut Mountain and then play a mountain from their hand. Oh, it activates Field of the Dead?
Trickster. You are late.
Yes,
Always.
this is late.
Always late.
I don't know if it's always late. It's late today.
Crack the Grove.
Our draws were awkward. I really needed this Force of Negation to be active. Or if I could draw a blue card, I would gladly put 2 Lords in play very early and then like start throwing my Force Negations at my opponent. What did you say? Not that I take advice from you anyway.
Crack the Garden. Spreading Seas, maybe. You can take a hit from this Primeval Titan, his little crappy things.
No, I can't take a hit from this Primeval Titan. This is a weird situation where I wish I had Dismember, so I could just attack into this Primeval Titan and they block, and we Dismember it. Show you. I guess we will crack the Grove, just because I just can't see how I win from here.
No. Not like this. Not like this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess we just die.
Guess we'll do.
Is there anything else I can do? I don't think so.
Just throw your lord out there and for the best.
I don't really want to throw the lord out there. If I throw the lord out there... Is there an island here? Can you please have an island? There's no island. Damn.
This Field of the Dead thing should be all land types. That would make it fair.
I don't know if it would. I don't know what to do about this, because my opponent's probably just going to play Scape Shift or something. I'm lost. I'm lost. There's nothing I can do. I needed this deprive earlier. It's partially the reason why I wanted to get a mulligan our hand so that we could have some interaction. I think our hand was reasonably good, actually. The only issue was that when the moment came for them to play like a bomb card, they just ended up hard casting the Primeval Titan.
It sucks.
And, you know, if you've seen all my other videos, we've beaten Titan Shift a million times like a million times in the past. Sometimes you gotta lose a good matchup.
No.
I've never seen Field of the Dead like so active. See, we got this. Da 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 da. Got ya. Not that it matters.
Oh my god.
This is Valakut. This is what Valakut does. Okay. I've had enough. That's okay. We can lose this one. That's fine. There's still 4 more rounds to go.
Almost nobody ever made top 8 with 0 record. Just doesn't happen.
That's okay. So sometimes you gotta lose a good matchup. You know, I would be super thrilled to play against this. I feel like this is the first time I've lost against Titan Shift in an incredibly long time. We got crushed actually, 0-2. Well, whatever. Sometimes you beat good matchups. Sorry, sometimes you beat bad matchups, and sometimes you lose against. How do I put that? Sometimes you beat bad matchups, and the other way around, sometimes you have to lose good matchups. So that is going to be the game for today, but I do have to say, Simic Merfolk very well positioned against Titan Shift, or just Merfolk in general, ever since the printing of Force Negation. Just so happens,
Drain card's gonna smash this shit.
They had a hand that completely bricked on Force Negation. They had no sweeper. Well, they had the Scape Shift. We could counter that, but we couldn't counter the Primeval Titan. That's okay. So we're going to thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. We're also going to thank the manabase.com and the MTG Mastermind for being our sponsors. This is Nikachu with his brother, playing with Simic Merfolk in Modern.